Hey there, this is a quick product update. We shipped some really cool things and I wanted to take the time to show you some of them. So first, this is PipeZero Sheets, but everything that's available in Sheets is also available via the API. So you can always integrate the exact same features with very, very minimal code into your own products. You probably already know that PipeZero has different modes. There's a sandbox mode, and you can also move your data into production mode. I love to record these videos in sandbox mode because this way it's all just test data and I don't expose anyone's personal information. So one of the first really cool things that we shipped last week is just the search with cross data, which is now our sort of most used search provider and probably a really good default for you to get started when searching in PipeZero. Let's say we're looking for people working or that have experienced working for a specific company. Let's say here we go with the URL microsoft.com. All right, so we want to find 100 people that currently work at Microsoft. And we search and we find the results. We add the results to our table here. And you can also immediately see that all of this is test data and it is labeled as test data. So once we move our table into production mode, all this data will be gone. Another cool thing that we shipped this week is the ability to find work email addresses from just the LinkedIn profile. So we have a new waterfall here that tries to find the work email address of any lead using their LinkedIn profile. Previously, this was only possible with the name and the domain, but here this is also now possible with the LinkedIn URL. Cool. Another thing we shipped is this really handy company match pipe here, which is powered by cross data. And as an input, it takes the company website URL, which we have here. So let's just add this pipe to our flow here. And let's look at some of the data that this pipe can generate. And I think this data is super useful for many folks. It is super helpful to give you information about any company that is the web traffic, so the monthly visitors, information about the current job openings, about the headcount, like the entire headcount, but also the headcount per role, the headcount per department, the growth of the headcount, and much more information that allows you to do very detailed analysis on whether or not a given account or company may fit your ICP criteria. All right, this is super great. You may have also noticed that this week there was a bit of a controversy around Clay, where a lot of users, and one user in particular, complained about the tracking of input data. So when the input data basically changes, so you can imagine this value here, it's generated with the company website URL. And whenever you change this URL, so the input data pretty much gets out of sync. And the default behavior here in Clay is that they just automatically recompute. And I think that got many people very mad because it just started consuming credits and there was no real way to stop this. And PipeZero previously worked in a very similar way. So if you run this again and your data is outdated and you run, let's say, this entire table or just this column, it would also just recompute with the new data and then everything was synced. But this can make working with tables very cumbersome once lots of your data is out of sync and you don't want to recompute it because you maybe don't want to spend the credits or for whatever reason. So we added this feature that is called like adoption. So any value that's out of sync, you can simply adopt it. So mark it as a natively computed value, and then it won't be recomputed again. You can also save time by simply adopting all values for a given pipe. And this way we really want to protect you from unnecessarily spending credits and also show you that I think that's a bit of a common theme here, that a lot of features in many products that try to build similar platforms to Pipe0, when they develop these kind of features, the way their platforms are structured requires them to spend a lot of time on developing these features. But we took a lot of time in the beginning of building Pipe0. So adding features like this is extremely trivial for us, and hopefully will allow us to move at 10x the speed in the future. So enough said. I think this should be very easy now. I hope you have fun with all of these new features, and see you soon. As a quick bonus, I'll be in San Francisco next week. So if any of you wants to talk, go to market, RevOps, building HR technology, I'm super happy to meet anyone who's there. Just reach out. Happy to talk to you. Speak soon. Bye.